Hello, hi. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I understand that there were those 2 weeks that I was off of work and oh man, my sleep schedule did a full rotation around the clock. So I get that. Oh man. Well, good morning, afternoon, whatever. I had to wake up at a normal person time today because I had work and stuff. Luckily, they got me off of work early today because we're not really doing anything. But, um, you have to leave your house tomorrow at 9 a.m. I guess you're gonna have to like actually wake up at a normal human being time, aren't you? Unfortunate. Unfortunate. All right. What are you going and doing tomorrow that you have to leave at 9 a.m.? I swear to God, if it's going to buy weed. All right. Oh, hey, look, it's that thing that I play at the beginning of the stream. That wow. Um. Oh, it is 4:20 tomorrow. Holy shit. Fuck yeah. Oh man, I didn't even notice. Okay. So I didn't really feel like playing anything today, but what I do feel like doing is watching this new expansion reveal and seeing if Blizzard has learned anything from their past two expansions or not. I've really given up hope on World of Warcraft, but they hooked me into the game at a really young age, so it's difficult to let go, but we'll see how it goes. Um, I, I'm already not impressed having seen the where is it? The cinematic right here that we're going to be watching. I was not impressed, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll surprise me. Ah, yeah, all those cinematic pieces that they've been using for years. Gotta love them.
For the Alliance!
Shut the fuck up, Sylvanas. Didn't we, like, kill you or something? Oh, no, we didn't, did we? I don't know. I didn't pay attention to Shadowlands after about a month.
For Azeroth!
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, my boy. My boy Varian. He lived a good life.
Hi everyone, I'm John Haidt, General Manager for Warcraft, and with me today are my friends Ian Hazacostas, who is the Game Director for World of Warcraft, and Holly Longdale, who leads up the production team for WoW Classic.
I
Really
only
appreciate you
recognize
tuning
Ian.
in. I know
I
we're
don't
really
know either
excited
of
to
these
be
other
able to give
people.
you updates on what's happening in World of Warcraft. But first, I want to thank our community for all the feedback you've given us this year, and especially our community council. You've helped shape and influence the updates that we've done recently and what you're going to see in the upcoming year.
I mean, really, for Shadowlands in particular, the story of the last 9 months or so of this expansion is all about the community, and it's shaped by what we've been hearing from them, and us realizing as a team that we just collectively needed to do a better job of
Yeah.
making sure the community felt heard, and so that led us to the changes we made in 9.15.
She does look like a
but
Karen.
also really re-examining some of the
I do appreciate their their self-awareness, at least to a point, to where they basically open up by being like, "Hey guys, listen. Come here. I know we fucked up. Okay. I understand that we screwed the pooch, as they say. Uh, but you know, we're gonna try, maybe, probably. Who knows? Fuck around and find out.
Assumptions and foundations of World of Warcraft about things like character investment and mains versus alts, or how catch-up should work.
Oh, hi, mom. Unfortunate. Tell your mom I said hi.
Or the appropriate role of friction in our systems. And I think 915 represented a step in the direction of letting players have more freedom to play World of Warcraft the way they want to play it. And we really built our Eternity's End content update from the ground up around those principles.
What are some of the things that the community said that influenced your decisions for Eternity's End?
Things like the method and pacing of acquisition of the Covenant Legendary item, tons of tuning, and I think every step of the way, we were listening to make sure that we were carrying forward those lessons learned in the course of 915 into Eternity's End and beyond.
So
Well,
WoW Classic came about because of the community.
Yeah, they continue to help guide.
Yeah, and then you
support us
ruined
as
it.
Classic evolves.
World of Warcraft has always been about the world and the players that inhabit it. And we are, in a lot of ways, curators and caretakers of that journey and of that experience. And so once this classic community formed and grew, we had to listen to them.
It's this tide of listening to the community and paying attention to what is a good experience for our players now. And where we really saw a sea change in this idea is with our Season of Mastery realm, which is a Season of Fresh Start Classic. And initially we were talking about it like it was going to be like a fresh start. Let's try this experiment in a season. It'll be about a year long. And then when the community found out about it, we started seeing this upswell.
Yeah, the team just took that idea and ran with it and turned, what started out as a small community project into this Soul of Iron system that became a centerpiece of Season of Mastery and a whole new opt-in hardcore mode that we've seen.
I'm gonna level with you. I haven't paid attention to what World of Warcraft has been doing in the past year and a half, 2 years. Okay, Ian might look like a video game villain. So, anyways, I haven't been paying attention to World of Warcraft in the past past like year and a half to 2 years. So a lot of these things that they're talking about, like Season of Mastery and stuff, like I'm not actually that familiar with it. But it sounds like if they're just like creating fresh start servers for Classic over and over again, like there are some people that enjoy that shit. But what's up, Kaya? How's it going, man? You still live over there? All right, let's.
Built around lots of, thrilling victory and painful defeat.
5 hours. I made it 5 hours.
Yeah, and it continues. Like Burning Crusade Classic, we wanted to balance the Paladin seals between Horde and Alliance, so we made an addition there. We wouldn't have gotten there without the community's input.
So, influence the community. You've got.
I mean, you had a few viewers when I checked in. I mean, I wasn't able to stay in for very long because then I had to go back to work for like an hour before they let me go for the day.
Another update and pretty significant controversial change for this.
Yeah, cross-faction play coming in 925, which is on our public test realm now as a big centerpiece.
Cross-faction. Yep. You're breaking with a 17-year tradition.
Yeah, it's something. It was not an easily made decision by any means, and I think this is another one of those areas where really.
Why does it look like Ian's about to fucking cry? Why? Why does it look like Ian's about to fucking cry? He looks like he's breaking all of his morals just to bend to the whims of what the company thinks is a good idea. I bet Ian is fucking exhausted. He's been working as the game designer for World of Warcraft for like the lead game designer for World of Warcraft for I don't even know how long at this point.
Community feedback and requests
and given the bad rap that not only World of Warcraft, but Blizzard in general has gotten in the past like 4 or 5 years. Just, yeah, it's worn on him. Just look at that face. He's not having a good time. Y'all got it cut off and couldn't get it to show your gameplay anymore. That's fucking wild.
Ask ourselves as a team.
Hopefully you're able to get that check or fixed up. Wait, what were you? Hold on. An Elgato. Your capture card. What were you playing on? You were playing Monster Hunter on one of your on a console then? Switch. Okay, gotcha.
Team, whether there's a way to accommodate such an earnestly held desire and still feel like we're being true to the roots of the game. I think players desire to play with their friends who might prefer a different faction, or to play with the faction that they more closely identify with, even though their raid group is elsewhere.
It's really important for me. I play a lot of alts, and I love absorbing the story for each race. And
Well, I mean, hey, at least you got it back up.
Play with all of my friends across factions is fantastic.
At the end of the day, the battle cry is for the Horde. It's not against the Alliance. It's not death to the Alliance. It's...
Oh my God, that's so no. But you like the Warcraft, the whole thing. It was based around the Alliance versus the Horde, and yeah, like you can play with people on the other side now, and I mean, I guess that could be cool, maybe, but like that's what alts are for. A lot of people just had one character on the Horde and one character on the Alliance, or they would just go wherever their friends were. I mean, it's the same thing with like realms and stuff.
about pride in one's faction, and I think there's a way to preserve that.
Actually, that's a cool thing about Ian here. He was initially hired because he was like a big member of the community, and Blizzard saw that and brought him on board.
Strengthen that while giving players the ability to make the same choice we've seen the greatest heroes make time and time again.
I can't wait to do this. I'm seeing a lot of my friends that I never knew had a max level character in the other faction suddenly come out of the woodwork.
And then, with these cross-faction groups, many of them are going to be diving into something new that we're doing to kind of cap off Shadowlands, a Season 4. Kind of a remix of a bit of a greatest hits, revisiting all of our raid zones across the expansion, bringing in some familiar older favorites into the Mythic Plus rotation. And we recognize this is kind of a closing chapter, a little bit of a send-off to Shadowlands. As everyone gets ready for what happens next, and what will come next, want to give a fun new challenge for everyone to sink their teeth into.
Really cool stuff for modern WoW players. I'm super excited.
Shadowlands doesn't need a send-off. Shadowlands needs to be buried alive and forgotten about.
There's a lot to explore. Very exciting.
For our next adventure in World of Warcraft, we're going to go back to Azeroth. We're going to a space with high fantasy. I mean, our fans of Azeroth for a long time. This has been kind of the foundation of much of the lore of WoW. So without further ado, let's watch the cinematic.
Okay, here's the cinematic. It looks pretty, in my opinion. Actually, I'll just hold my opinions until after the cinematic's over. The old Warcraft games were good.
The world has been sundered. It cries out in pain. We must go to its aid. We entrust our ancestral home to you, the Watchers.
It sure was. The story of it has gotten really just convoluted.
In the waking of the land. Then you must light the beacon of Tyrhold, lest the path home be lost to us forever.
Not sure what activated that, but something sure did. Determination. Determined Rockman. Mission complete. Good job. You fulfilled your purpose. Man, those dragons do react. They do be reacting kind of fast, though. Like 10 seconds after this land that they forgot about is revealed, they're just, there they are.
The world is healing, but her fate is yet uncertain. Together, we shall be Azeroth's protectors once again. Here, the new age of dragons shall begin.
There it is, World of Warcraft Dragonflight. Now, I'm gonna stop this at the end of every like section that they have here. First of all, fuck yeah. Second of all, yeah. So after every section, I'm gonna stop and just give some opinions. As somebody who has played World of Warcraft since, oh, when did I pick it up? I think I picked it up like right before Burning Crusade came out. So like long fucking time ago, because Burning Crusade was like what, 2007 or something like that. Um, so I have some pretty strong opinions about this game. And it's been on a decline for a while. The cinematic art team, fantastic job. The cinematic looked great. That's like par for the course with Blizzard stuff, though. They are really good at their cinematics. But as far as the actual like story and stuff, I'm not sure I like it. They're kind of just like adding in like, oh, by the way, no, nobody realized it, but actually there was an entire hidden landmass that was hidden away 10,000 years ago when the Sundering happened, and now it's reappeared conveniently in time for us to need a new landmass to add to the world. Um, I don't know. It feels kind of ham-fisted. We'll see how they make it work story-wise. The other issue that I have with it story-wise is there's not a lot of clear direction as to who the enemy is. And maybe they'll get into that more in the overview, so I mean, it's not a huge thing for right now. But Battle for Azeroth specifically suffered from the fact that, like, for most of that expansion, there wasn't like a bad guy. It was just you're fighting the other team. You know, the Horde is fighting the Alliance, which is fine if it's like a single player game where you can tell a story where, you know, a side wins and loses. The issue with World of Warcraft telling that kind of story is that there are both people who play on the Alliance and people who play on the Horde. You can't have one side like really lose because like they're both huge portions of the player base, and if you screw one of them over in like a they lost type of way, um, there are huge issues with like game systems and mechanics that are like a part of the core of World of Warcraft that would just break completely. Um, so yeah, I mean that's just the issue with that. But the fact was, for most of that expansion, there wasn't a clear bad guy, and it made the expansion feel very unfocused. Um, maybe there will be. We'll find out. But for right now, it seems very much like, okay, that's a cool thing that happened, I guess. How is that going to be expansion worthy material though? It doesn't feel like expansion worthy material just based on the cinematic alone. We're going to watch the rest of it now.
Dragons!
Dragons.
This is so cool.
No one saw it coming.
No one saw it coming. Carefully kept secret. But seriously, I mean, what did we just see there?
The
So it is YouTube time. What I mean by that, and let me hold on, let me just real quick. Oh god, that wasn't muted for some reason. Okay. Yes, YouTube time. By that, I mean I'm watching some stuff on YouTube. Uh, Starting off with the World of Warcraft expansion reveal, and then we got this thing over here as well that I want to watch that came out today. That's Hey man, you're good. But yeah, that's what I mean by that. Just some things that I wanted to watch and I thought would be entertaining to stream. So here we are. And then also I just need to real quick retweet Cammy's tweet. All right.
awakening of the Dragon Isles, the return of dragons, the dawn of a new age. Right, we've seen Rathian searching for his father's legacy, searching for the
Just real quick. Um just I mean, this was a few years ago, but
How may I help?
just for context on the last time we got anything dragon related in World of Warcraft.
I can feel the elements awakening, rejoicing. The cataclysm is over.
The champions who fought at our side assured the survival of our world. But now, we must see it with mortal eyes. We dragon aspects have fulfilled our great purpose, and our ancient power is expended. But though our day draws to an end, life endures, and new generations will be born. Today's victory belongs to all who stood against the shadow. You are Azeroth's true guardians, and the future of this world is in your hands. For the dawning of the Age of Mortals has begun.
My tags? Oh, on Twitter? A lot of the tags, as far as... Okay, first of all, my tags on stream. I should have updated them. Why didn't it... Okay, yeah, it did not update them. You're correct. I did update them, but I guess it didn't take. Give me 1 second. What was the other one that I had? Gaming news. That's what it was. Okay, hopefully it takes that time. Right. So the reason that I showed that little cinematic is because that was the end of Cataclysm. You know, Age of Dragons is over. It's time for the Age of Mortals, right? Let me just
But seriously, I mean, what did we just see there?
The awakening of the Dragon Isles, the return of dragons, the dawn of a new age. Right, we've seen Rathian.
the dawn of a new age, the dawn of a dragon age. They just said the Age of Dragons was like Cataclysm was a number of years back at this point in real world time. In World of Warcraft time, that was only like 5 years ago? 6, maybe? So I guess the Age of Mortals was quite short.
Searching for his father's legacy, searching for the Dragon Isles. There's a reason why he hasn't been able to find them until now.
The beacon going off, is that summoning the dragons?
It is removing the concealment that had hidden the Dragon Isles from the world, but also beckoning the dragons back urgently in a time of need.
I assume pretty good variety of locales within the Dragon Isles?
Yes. The Dragon Isles, as kind of standard for WoW expansion, consist of 5 zones, 4 standard leveling zones, and a new starter zone that we'll get to in a second.
Can you talk a little bit about how the team
Another new
found
starter
ways
zone,
to
huh?
thread the dragon aspects throughout the environments?
The Dragon Isles are a place that is lush and primal, bursting with elemental energy. As Azeroth herself reawakens, those primal forces are expressed throughout the environment, whether it's magma activity, volcanic activity, whether it's the icy wastes of the Azure Span, and each one of those has a connection to a Dragonflight that we've seen before. And it's going to be an amazing place for players to arrive at and explore.
All right, you know I'm going to ask.
Yes, okay, so
Can I be a dragon?
let's start getting into some features here and what Dragonflight means for you as well as just a place. So first off, yes, we have an all-new playable race, the Drakthir race.
Yeah.
This is a Draken, a draconic race, but dragons in
I mean,
Warcraft have the ability
fuck
to
yeah.
take on a humanoid form.
What classes can they be?
They have unique abilities as literally a dragon, that doesn't quite fit any of our existing classes. And so what we're doing is this is not just a new race, but it's also a new class. You know, adding a new race to World of Warcraft, and not just an allied race, is something that we don't do lightly. But telling this expansion, this story, so focused around dragons, felt like the perfect time for it. So if you are a Drakthir, you will be the Evoker class. Drakthir can only be Evokers, Evokers can only be Drakthir.
I think I should have my Twitter linked below my stream, shouldn't I? It's here. I'll put it in chat as well. Yeah, here you go. There you go. Okay, that is unique. I don't like the idea of tethering a class to a race in specific. Like, you have to be this class if you're this race. Like, it'd be cool to have a new race that's the only race that you can be that class, right? Evokers can only be Drakthir, but Drakthir could also be like a fucking warrior or a whatever. You know, I don't know. It just feels very limiting. Um, it saves them trouble on having to design certain sets to the Drakthir bodies, I guess. Um,
And the reason why only a Drakthir could be an Evoker is that an Evoker is really combining the ability to call upon the magic of the different aspects with the unique physical gifts that a Drakthir has. The ability to actually take flight and do an Onyxia-style strafing deep breath over the battlefield, land on the other side, knock everyone back with a wing buffet, and then unleash your magical abilities.
Yes, please.
The Evoker has two specializations. They're a
Thanks,
hybrid
Karen.
of either ranged DPS or healer. And they wear male armor. We figured, you know, with the new hero classes we've added over the years, we have enough melee, we don't need more of those. And also probably don't need any more leather wearers.
The raid leaders are going to love you for that.
Exactly. This is definitely a hero class. And so that means that, you know, like the Death Knights before them or Demon Hunters, they will be starting level 58. And then they're going to have a new starter zone. So they're going to have a slightly different journey into the Dragon Isles as opposed to the rest of us that are sailing there from other parts of Azeroth.
Can you talk a little bit about the customizations? Like, what is going to be able to identify my Drakthir character?
Basically anything and everything. You know, skin color, hair color, jewelry, tattoos, other adornments. You can make this character the expression of hair color, jewelry.
That just looks like a person with dragon scales grafted onto their face. That just looks like a straight up, like maybe an elf that just surgically implanted scales on their face.
Tattoos, other adornments. You can make this character the expression of your identity in Azeroth.
Like
New
dragons.
zone, new class.
Yep.
Oh wait, hold on.
Your identity.
That's why. Okay, so they have like a full dragon form, and then in the background there you can see that there's a more humanoid form. That's why. Okay, makes sense.
In Azeroth.
New zone, new class,
Yep.
new race. Well, tell us about some of the system updates or features.
Of course, the new expansion brings with it, you know, new systems, new features. I think in recent expansions, one of the things we've tended to do is really have these deep features that were closely tied to a specific expansion that would then get left behind as we moved on. And we've heard loud and clear from players that, you know, it's kind of a bummer to start off every new expansion by leaving a large part of your character behind, by leaving a large part of your progression behind. So this time around, what we're doing is really pouring all of our energy into permanent revamps, overhauls, and improvements to World of Warcraft's core systems. Things like our progression systems, in this case, our talent system is something that we want to completely revamp.
Okay.
We want to take a look at our UI. We want to take a look at professions.
So with the talent revamp and the arrival of Classic, did you learn anything about how our
You
talents
had my
work?
I think
curiosity.
seeing a new generation of
Now you
players
have my
play
attention.
with those talents and work through those talent trees really underscored some of the things that, frankly, we lost when we shifted to the Mists of Pandaria style talents and beyond. A big piece of that was just the granularity, the feeling of getting a level and spending a point to customize your character to make yourself a bit better in some specific way. But also, that sense of hybridity that you could have. That's something that we've largely lost. And so the new talent system avoids directly pitting player power throughput choices directly against those sort of utility hybrid choices, because we know that there's always a right outcome there. And we also understand that there's a lot of strength in the flexibility of the modern talent system to let players customize their talents for a particular encounter or for dungeons versus PvP, and we don't want to lose any of that.
So John, UI?
Oh my God. Yes, I got this 30-inch monitor trying to keep track of where I am on the map, all my buffs, and over here, what's going on in chat. It has literally made my eyes go like this. So,
And you're not alone in that. We've made a lot of incremental changes and additions over the years, but really this is a revamp. This is an overhaul. And so we're excited to really modernize the look and feel while staying true to the origins of World of Warcraft. At the same time, we're not looking to take away the sort of power user customization there. Add-ons are still there if you want them, but we want a much better default out-of-the-box experience for all players, new and old alike.
and can I reduce elements, remove elements, if I want to explore the world and see the beauty of Azeroth?
When it comes to specific elements, as much as possible, we want to let players choose what to show and what to hide so that they can control it themselves.
You mentioned professions.
Just real quick, I want to take another look at this. This does look very clean. This would be sort of a minimalistic. I like the ability that they have added in to like move around where portraits show up. I much prefer this. Usually they're like up here in the top left. You can't see my mouse cursor on stream. That's fine. But usually they're like in the top left, like right where about I'm sitting on the screen is where they would pop up. So having them down here to the left and right of the player character is awesome. Being able to move the mini map down there, this does look a lot smoother for just the general UI. So I do like that. Probably have the ability to put some more action bars on, considering that you need like 85,000 different abilities to function properly.
When it comes to specific elements, as much as possible, we want to let players choose what to show and what to hide so that they can control it themselves.
You mentioned professions. I have a critical question about this.
Go on.
Can I wear a chef's hat?
Yeah, I knew it.
Our approach to professions in Dragonflight is really all about delivering on fantasy and identity as a crafter. And so if you want to be a serious blacksmith, if you want to be a great leather worker, we want to deliver the ability to invest time and energy into that, become a master crafter, be able to make items that are in demand, interact with the community. One of the big pieces that we want to do to support that is a new work order system to have a bit more convenience than just spamming trade chat all day. But if you are someone, you're not yourself a blacksmith, but you have a bunch of mats and you want them forged into a great sword, you can put that work order up, list your mats, offer a commission, and a skilled blacksmith can come along and make you the weapon of your dreams.
I think we left out one thing, though. You can be a Drakthir, go to Dragon Isles. Can I have a dragon?
What's the fantasy of dragons, if not soaring over the lands? And so we're really excited to introduce a feature that we're calling dragon riding. It's dynamic with everything from momentum to dive bombs.
Little known fact, actually, Blizzard stole my D&D campaign idea for this new expansion. Just thought I'd throw that out there. How can I get a banner for Twitch and YouTube? What do you mean, Chaos? A banner, you mean like, hold on, here. Let me pop over to Twitch real quick and go to my channel. Let me pop over to Twitch real quick. Oh God, mute it. You mean like the stuff down here? Or what?
The ability to, just sort of build that speed up and feel the world rushing past you in a way that should be much more exciting than traditional flight that we've made available in the past, but that's also available for players through a customizable dragon mount right from the start.
So this is a skill you learn over time, right, to become an awesome dragon rider?
Yes, you'll be able to sort of upgrade aspects of your flight, but you will have this new form of flight from the start. And the Dragon Companion that you have is, of course, very thoroughly customizable, which is a new thing for us for mounts. This is not just a generic dragon that everyone has, but a drake that is yours. What do you want its scales to look like, horns, the shape of its head, other attachments, armor pieces, and more. Take your pick.
This is so cool.
So yes, the Dragonflight expansion is going to see players leveling to 70, going to the all-new continent of the Dragon Isles, which consists of 5 zones, 4 standard leveling zones, and a new starter zone for our Drakthir class, as well as a range of systems revamps, such as a new talent system, an overhaul and update to our UI, and an entirely fresh look at professions, with more depth than ever before. Also getting
When you go to your channel, a banner pops up at the top of the screen, but a video pops up over it. Oh! 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 I know what you're talking about. Fucking... Like, if I weren't live, where the video currently is, like up there, yeah? That's what you mean? Just like this general area. I don't actually know how to edit that. I don't think I've ever, like, fucked with it. Also, this is getting very meta, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, okay, we're just gonna close out of that. We're just gonna pretend that's not happening. But there are a ton of people who... Yeah, I think it like zooms in on like a part of the photo that you upload. Um, but if you're just looking to get one, there are definitely plenty of graphic designers who can do that shit for you. Like, let's see. Let me go to my Twitter here. There was one person who just like randomly followed me. Never mind. I guess the notification is completely gone and they are not following me anymore. That's funny. But there are plenty of graphic design people on Twitter that like one person just like reached out to Cami to me just randomly um reached out to her about making graphic design stuff for my stream, which all right, I guess reaching out to a mod isn't the worst way to do it, but like
around the Dragon Isles is
kind of
going to
weird.
come in the form of dragon riding, which lets you customize and upgrade your own mount so that you can fly in a sense from the start. And of course, as with any new expansion, we have a new set of dungeons, a raid, and much more to come.
We also have an alpha that will be starting up in the future.
Check out our website for more information and keep an eye out for those opt-in signups if you want to help us test out Dragonflight and give us even more feedback to make it better.
We do have a deep dive that follows this, so please stay around. Classic players, we haven't forgotten about you. You could probably guess where we're gonna go next. One of the all-time favorite expansions for World of Warcraft. Let's watch the cinematic.
All right, before we hop into that, one thing once again about streaming, just to answer your question, Chaos, like anything for inside of Twitch, like all of this stuff, like the webcam frame and whoops, wrong way over there, the fucking those things, like on-stream graphics, I got all of that through Streamlabs. Streamlabs has a bunch of graphics that you can use for like your actual on-stream stuff. On the topic of the video, the overview, once again, I'm gonna hold back like my overall like total thoughts until the end because it seems like there's a lot more like in-depth stuff later on here. But it's kind of it's just not hitting all the way. The talent system, awesome. Love to see that. There are like the talent system of the way it has been for the ever since Mists of Pandaria has just kind of been not fantastic. And seeing a more in-depth and malleable talent tree is great. Love to see that. Outside of that, they announced a new racing class, which is they're both one thing, which I'm not huge on, but I mean, it seems like it could be a cool class. Um, and I mean, I'm all for dragon people walking around. Um, and then a lot of the rest of it was just like, oh yeah, well, you can get a miner hat now and a little backpack that makes you look like a miner or a blacksmith. It's like, all right, cool. A little bit of customization. I don't see why this is a big selling point part of like this is your block of time to be like these are the big selling points for the expansion. And like just a lot of the last part of it, like customizable dragon partner, like yeah, is cool, but it's not that big of a thing. Um, what I care about is like what is the story going into it, because that's all the interesting stuff that's going to be happening while you're leveling up. Once you hit end game, what does the end game content look like? That's fair. I played a lot of WoW. Um, I can try to break it down into not WoW language. So WoW is broken down into like when it released it was just World of Warcraft and you like made a character, you leveled them up to the level cap, and once you got to the level cap, you had end game content. And ever since then, they've been adding expansions onto it, which every expansion adds on some new zones to go and level up further in. It increases the level cap so you can like level up another 10 levels for your character. And then more end game content at the end. And every expansion, they change up some of the systems, how different things work. New gear, uh, new dungeons, and new raids. And raids are one of the big forms of end game content. In recent times, they've kind of been really like dropping the ball with just a lot of different things. The story has gotten really fucking like the last one just felt like it was fanfic, like really bad fanfic. Um, and it wasn't it was pretty boring to interact with as a game. Um, so like I was saying, the story of what's actually going on, in this new expansion would be I want to know that. Um, Once I get to the end game, what systems are there going to be? You know, um, is it going to be like daily quests where you go and you have different quest givers who have um, just things that you do every day to earn some rewards? Obviously, there's going to be dungeons and raids, which are like the big content. You group up with all your friends, you go and you fight your way through this area filled with monsters and big bosses. Um, I World of Warcraft has usually done a great job with that stuff, with dungeons and raids. It's everything outside of that that they have done a really bad job of, you know, because a lot of the time that requires coordination with other people, and I don't know if you've noticed, but in the past decade or so, people have become a lot more antisocial. A lot of people have less friends to play games with these days. Um, but yeah, there are a lot of people who don't have the capabilities to like get that many people together to go and do this stuff because like dungeons take 5 people, raids take like minimum 10 people. So some people aren't able to get that many people together to sit down and play a fucking game. And some people don't have the time commitment because dungeons are quick and easy for the most part, but raids are like serious fucking commitments where it's like, you know, a lot of the time, you'll be a part of a guild, which is just a big group of people who are all working towards the same goals. And your guild will say, okay, every week on Wednesday is raid night. And we come in, we sit down, we raid that night. We spend like 4 hours that night trying to get as far as we can through the raid. And it's like, you know, having the people to play with and having the time to commit to it isn't something that everybody can do. So a lot of people are stuck doing other stuff once they hit the level cap. Listen. Listen, chaos. It's not that bad. Listen. It could be worse. Okay. A good couple 100 hours of this was solo. Um, at the least. Yeah. Yeah. Just I've spent a little bit of time playing video games. Just just 1 or 2 hours play. Just Smite, I've never had anybody to play with, so all of that is by myself, outside of some people that I've met um, on Smite. So, um, and we're not going to talk about Overwatch or World of Warcraft. Um, yeah, a lot of people on on World of Warcraft will be stuck, not able to do raids. Some people will go to PvP, but not everybody enjoys the PvP because it's a much more niche competitive scene than most competitive like player versus player type games. It's it's fine if you do chaos. I own it proudly. Hold on. I feel like there's a what is it? Is it the I think it's the interactive recommender. Ah, yes. Okay. This is just on PC, and I believe this is over the last 10 years, I want to say. Yeah, this is about the last 10 years. So that's just on PC. Um, I have also played video games on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Wii, my 3DS, 64, PS2. um, I keep getting sidetracked by this whole hours thing. A lot of people won't be able to do raids, and so there needs to be other content for people who aren't doing raids. The past two times that I've really gotten into World of Warcraft, I haven't been able to do raids. Um, and I just kind of get bored because it's basically like, here's a meter for you to go fill up really slowly by doing these menial tasks that really aren't that fun. Um, go on, go on, get out of here. Why are you still in my office? Get the fuck out of here. And it's really boring. So I want to know what they have planned for endgame content. Let's look at the World of Warcraft Classic stuff. This is my favorite World of Warcraft expansion that they are reviving in Classic. So,
My king yet. My son, the day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas. When my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
so apparently they've burned all the way through Burning Crusade Classic. I feel like that was only earlier this year that that was a thing. Hold on. Not 2022, but like within the past year. It was. Holy shit. It's only been out for a year. Burning Crusade Classic. Oh my god. What the fuck? And they're already moving on? Alright, Chaos, have a good one, man. Thanks for checking in. Hope work goes well. But yeah. Damn, that's not good. Hold on. Burning Crusade. Okay. January 16th, 2007. November 13th, 2008. So almost 2 years. Not quite, but almost 2 years. Um,
just incredible, isn't it? Every time I see the cinematic, I get chills. No pun intended, I do. I get chills. As you saw, Wrath of the Lich King Classic is
Someone
coming
get
this
Holly
year.
off of my
It brings
fucking
back
set.
so many memories. When you see that cinematic, what do you remember from Wrath of the Lich King?
Anytime you want to talk about undead frozen dragons, how can you not go back to Syndragosa as the source? That was the first expansion I played with my youngest son. So I can remember on that platform, black goo and chunks of ice falling off and having to repeat that battle with the Lich King. But when we finally downed him, it was such an incredible moment. He jumped up out of his room and I jumped up out of my office. We're like, yeah, did it. So it's a very lasting tale for me.
So as you know, with this expansion, you will, in pre-patch, be able to play the Death Knight. They will start at level 55. You don't have to have a high-level character to make a Death Knight.
But are you doing the zombie event again? I will buy a World of Warcraft subscription right now if they do the fucking zombie event again. That shit was so much fun. I annoyed so many goddamn people.
So everyone will be able to make one.
We're excited to give players some time before Wrath officially launches to get geared up and ready to jump into Northrend with everybody else.
And there are so many zones and areas to explore in Northrend, and I want us to talk about some of our favorites. So for me, Grizzly Hills has a very special place in my heart. The music was some of the best I've experienced in World of Warcraft.
I still make my way all the way up to Storm Peaks to try and find the time-lost Protodrake and have yet to get it.
I've got to say Dragonflight. The wide open nature of the zone, Wormrest Temple in the center of it, it's an unforgettable expansion as both a developer and a player and kind of making that transition from one to the other.
Now let's talk about some changes. So one thing we looked at
You hear
is
that?
Dungeon Finder, and it feels like how we envision Classic, Dungeon Finder is not a good
good
fit for our
music.
community.
That was kind of the first step that may have eroded some of that social fabric. Now, as people have gone through the experience of going back to vanilla, rebuilding those groups, relying on each other, not wanting necessarily a random participant just to show up and then leave.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
But today, you can do that in Shadowlands. You'll be able to do that in Dragonflight. It's a self-selected group of people who specifically want that different experience.
Yes.
Let's make sure that's what we continue to give them.
That leads right into arena teams in Burning Crusade Classic. So we listen to the community and we remove that because individual rating is preferable and a better experience for them than arena teams. Also, with Wrath of the Lich King, Barbershop, which allows you to customize your character. We're going to be adding a few more options that were not existing when Wrath launched, but also there's another side of this where we are not going to charge a real money fee. It was a paid character customization fee, right?
Yeah.
It seems the right thing to do that just be available in-game for gold and we add more options to it, right?
It's sort of like spell batching in a sense. There's a lot of technical advancements, and it's not about the philosophy of what makes Classic classic and what brings people together. It's just what's the better experience, and let's not artificially restrict something that we can provide a better version of just for the sake of nostalgia. And we're happy to say this is one of those cases.
So, Wrath, the level cap's being increased to level 80, so we'll be introducing a
Yup.
level 70 boost so that players who want to get in with their
Blizzard, come on. God damn it. Of course there's going to be a level 70 boost. Yeah, they followed up like very tiny good news with, hey, by the way, you know how everybody hates level boosts? We're still doing it. Fuck you. Money, please. Thank you. It's literally paying to skip it's paying to skip the first 70 levels of the game.
friends or just explore Northrend right away. We'll be able to do that. You can't apply it to a Death Knight, but you will be able to use it otherwise. And of course, we have Inscription, a whole new profession, so we're really excited about that. Yeah, and as we continue this road to Wrath, we're going to be looking to getting a lot more feedback on beta, and we'll make changes as we need to.
Such an exciting time to be playing World of Warcraft. We have the return of the Wrath of the Lich King for Classic fans, and taking us somewhere new with Dragonflight. We're so excited to be able to bring these adventures to you.
Okay, but it's not a paywall, right? It's a pay to skip. You don't have to. You can do the first 70 levels the normal way. Or you can pay. How much are the. No, not the booze. There it is. Right. No, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for the fucking character boost. How much does the character boost cost? It's like 39 pounds, but how much is it in US dollars? Because I feel like it might even be worse. Okay, this is all just like not, that's not, ignore that. That's fucking cancerous scumbags who are offering, still, 40 pounds. I don't know what that is in US dollars, right? So 39.99. It's $50. That's 50 US dollars. And like, I kind of understand why they did it. Because like, whatever I clicked on down here, this, the power leveling, this fucking purple link right here, that is a third party offering to power level your character for you so you don't have to for money. So people were like profiting off of this, and then Blizzard was like, well, what if instead of, combating that, we just may have people pay us instead? Sounds like easy money to me. People don't want to actually level up their characters. The problem with that is there are so many skills and stuff in World of Warcraft, so much that comes to learning a new class, that if you boost your character, that like a character that you don't know how to play, up to like 10 levels below the level cap, you are going to spend like an hour figuring out your toolbars and figuring out what your spells do, and then you are going to have to learn all of it at once. And the result is you get to your level cap, and people don't want you to raid with them because you're a pile of shit at playing your class. Good job. What I was gonna look up. That new expansion, Dragonflight. The Northrend map, Dragonblight. Northrend is Wrath of the Lich King. They were just like, hey, wait, what's the next classic expansion? Wrath of the Lich King? Okay. We got to make up something for the we got to come up with something for the new actual like modern WoW expansion. Yeah, just change that B to an F. All right, cool. We're done. We're done here. Ship it. Ship it. It's done.
Don't forget, there's a deep dive on Dragonflight where you're going to get a lot more information. Thank you so much for spending this time with us, and we'll see you in Azeroth.
And
No,
we'll see
thank
you
you.
in Northrend.
And in the Dragon Isles.
All right.
Hi there. Welcome to the Dragonflight Deep Dive. I'm Steve Denuser.
And I'm Taryn Gregory. Starting it off here, we're
I
going to
don't
talk
know
about
either
the
of you.
setting and the story of Dragonflight.
We've got this great expansion, exciting pre-render trailer that everyone just watched. So let's talk about the setting for Dragonflight, the Dragon Isles.
Dragon Isles have been known for a long time in Warcraft history as a mysterious place where the dragons came from long ago, but we never knew much more than that.
We're going to this place that is kind of the broodlands of all the Dragonflights, the place where they nested, where they built their civilization. The Dragon Isles was the center of the Dragon's kingdom when the world was young and the mortal races were just starting to form kingdoms of their own. But when the Legion invaded for that War of the Ancients, that sundering that resulted from the explosion of the Well of Eternity, broke the world.
Literal sundering of the continents of Azeroth.
And because of the breaking of the world, that magic kind of drained away and the land went dormant. So they had to leave the Dragon Isles behind. And as we saw in the pre-render, they left behind some Titan Watchers to look over the land. And when someday they hoped that elemental energy would resurge once again and draw the dragons home and reestablish their kingdom.
And that's when the message goes out to the flights and they feel it in their bones.
Now it's the time for the sky to light up with the colors of the aspects once again, and for Alex Straza and the others to come home. But the land has changed a lot in all these thousands of years they've been away, and some very old threats have awakened as well.
We're looking into the culture
Like
of
what?
dragons as they exist in Warcraft.
Dragons, as we know them today, were very different in the early past, the early history of Azeroth. They were much more primitive, much more savage, what we now know as proto-dragons.
And then some of the dragons were empowered to become the aspects. The green flight, red flight, blue flight, bronze flight, black flight, each with unique powers, each with the ability to protect the world in different ways. These pillars of draconic power appointed to defend Azeroth from threats within and without.
Dragons used that power both for good, in the case of most of the aspects, but also for nefarious reasons in the case of the Black Dragonflight led by Neltharion, who would become Deathwing.
And what we will find in Dragonflight is that some of these ancient divisions run deep. And so it begs the question, where do we go from here? If this is an opportunity to reclaim their legacy, to be the protectors, as the cinematic mentioned, that they once were.
To do that, they're going to need the help of our heroes, our players, to come to the Dragon Isles with them and face some of these reawakening challenges, because it's not just that this land is peacefully waiting for the dragons to return and reclaim it. There's those old enemies that have awakened as well.
Yeah.
One of those being a race of kind of elemental half-giants, the Jarradin.
The Dragon Isles isn't just populated by dragons or just by the Jarradin. There's also many other occupants here in the Dragon Isles that have been here either just recently or for a while, including a fan favorite coming back, the Tuskar.
That's going to be awesome. We've got other cultures.
And yet you still didn't give me Tuskar as a playable race? Fuck you, Blizzard. Alright? You give me dragons, but you won't let me play a walrus man. Disappointed.
There as well in the Dragon Isles. We're going to find out about a civilization of centaurs that predates the ones that arose on Kalimdor much later.
And some of our favorite characters that we've seen over the last few expansions, such as Rathian.
And whether he's ready to step up into a leadership role, or if there are other alternatives out there that would be better suited to the job of being the aspect of the Black Dragonflight.
I think one thing the players are going to be really excited about this expansion is the new playable race, the Drakthir.
That's right.
And this is something that Neltharion, before he was Deathwing, before he went full crazy world dragon, that he put into motion.
Neltharion saw those primalists that were kind of breaking away from the aspects and what they wanted. And so in those first experiments, he took the essence of dragons, their strength, their nobility, their wisdom, and he combined it with that scrappiness, that adaptability that the mortal races had. And he wanted to use that to create the ideal soldier in his mind, the Drakthir. Exploration is really one of the key themes of this expansion. We're going to be going to this ancient place that the dragons left behind long ago. So we've made these huge zones with all kinds of places to delve into and find little treasures and little secrets tucked away. It's gonna be a lot of fun for players to be exploring these landscapes.
And there's so much architectural history and how clearly aspirational was the kingdom of the dragons and how it lost so much. And the themes of trying to return to that, to try to find your legacy, to try to figure out who you were before
hey, look, it's the cinematic
everything
I showed
went
earlier.
awry. But there's questions, you know, thematic questions of what does it mean to be true to your legacy? Are we going to repeat the mistakes of the past?
The dragons have had to learn those lessons just like the mortal kingdoms have had to. And I think that's one of the reasons why the dragons see this now as the time that they have to return and they have to step up once again as protectors of Azeroth. We're helping the dragons because the dragons have helped us in the past too. So by using the Explorers League and the Reliquary together, that allows us to delve into some of that history.
And when I look, you know, upon the Dragon Isles and all of its visual splendor, I get so excited for the prospect of a truly Azerothian adventure alongside Calicos, along with Rathian, Ebonhorn, with Ysera's daughter Marithra, as each one of them is trying to find their own flight. I am taken by the exploration and the potential for adventure and just new horizons within this world.
There's going to be old stories from that time past, that history that only the dragons knew for the longest time. We're going to be able to explore that.
It really feels like just a breath of fresh air.
So now we're going to turn things over to some of our colleagues who will take you on that deep dive into the locations and the features of Dragonflight.
Okay. That was the story overview. Still disappointed. Okay, let me take you on a little walk through history here. Last expansion, Shadowlands. Fucking yeah, Zoval. Right? Yeah, this guy. Not a great big bad if you ask literally anybody. They they wrote him very poorly. They had him saying and had a bunch of like dialogue and in-game text like, "Oh, this guy's really fucking smart. He was orchestrating events like for hundreds of years to lead up to this so that he could do the thing." And all of his actions in game made him seem like a bumbling fucking idiot, so there was a real disconnect there. But still, you had a big bad. Battle for Azeroth. The one that I was talking about earlier, and how it was not that great. Hold on. Musical artist? I didn't realize that the Eldritch Horror Nazoth had a had a had a music career as well. The final enemy of Battle for Azeroth ended up being Nazoth, who was built up so much for ever since like 2009, and this patch was, I believe, in 2019. So it was like, and that was just like the main portion of people like speculating about him. I believe he was around in the lore before then, but like people were hyped to fucking fight this guy. He was made out to be this great villain, and then he doesn't even get his own expansion. He just rolls up for one patch and dies, and not even in a cool way. Battle for Azeroth, this was the main villain. We didn't even know he was the main villain until like halfway into the expansion, which isn't good enough. The first half of the expansion felt very unfocused because of it. Expansion before that was Legion. Legion's easy. Legion's easy because they were falling back on one of the greatest big bads that they ever had in World of Warcraft, period. And it was all right. It was okay. If this wants to load the photo, there we go. Sargeras, the most powerful Titan. For reference, the Titans were a group of entities that basically represent order. They're basically the pantheon of gods that represent order. Sargeras, the most powerful one, long story short, went a little bit evil and sort of created a number of problems. For one, you may have heard them reference the Sundering in this little thing over here. That was in large part due to his shenanigans. A lot of other stuff as well stem back to this guy. And he was like one of the main big bads, and we ended up fighting him and imprisoning him at the end of Legion. And we knew that's where that was headed. And Legion is the best expansion in recent memory. The two following it, Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands, were both lackluster, to put it nicely. So yeah, I could keep going, but there's always a big bad. There has to be a big bad, otherwise you end up, it feels unfocused, and we didn't get that in the cinematic. We didn't get that in the story reveal, and like I don't know where this expansion is going. It feels very aimless right now. We're going to continue to watch this video after I take a moment to go to the bathroom. I muted myself there for a second. Yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I will be back in a minute. Okay. I'm good. Oh, sure, that'll work. That'll do. Okay, alright, okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. We back. We back. Alright, we're gonna finish up this vidya.
Hello, I'm Stephanie.
I'm Josh.
I'm Jackie.
And I'm Gary.
And we're part of the teams that are building the first two zones that you'll encounter in the Dragon Isles, the Waking Shore and the Yanaran Plains.
Okay.
The very first zone in Dragonflight you're going to come to is the Waking Shores. It's wild, untamed land. It's waking up around you too, and the elements are just going crazy.
The art team again has hit it out of the park.
You'll see like a lava mountain
Yeah,
flowing
the art
in through
team
the
is
beach.
literally
Giant-
the only part of your company that is still functioning properly. But that's besides the point. Hold on, who's calling me? It's an 855 number. I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to answer it. If they really want to talk to me, they'll leave a voicemail.
Proto-dragon swooping down, gobbling up members of your expedition.
We have such rife opportunities to show elementals rising up because of the crazy magic that's flying around.
The one of the things I love is just how you get to the Dragon Isles, right? So you're gonna get on your boat in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, and the first thing you do is sail between like the dragon ruin architectures. The boats come right alongside each other. You can jump from one boat to the other and just start causing havoc on the other faction's boat.
For those who love PvP, this is a great opportunity for war mode.
It's free for all out there. It's gonna be great. But it's okay. There's an innkeeper on the beach, so that if you're in that situation and you don't want to be in war mode anymore, you can just hop.
Trying to reach you about your car's extended auto warranty. Oh God. Mom, my car's extended auto warranty. What am I gonna do? That's the only thing I have left.
Hop out right there.
The Reliquary and the Explorers League are working together.
The Horde and Alliance are sending an expedition together. It's not the military, it's not the soldiers. This is the scientists, the settlers, exploring this new land. So it's a lot more optimistic tone.
One of my favorite things about the Waking Shores is the Red Dragonflight, led by Queen Alexstrasza, the Lifebinder. They have the mandate of nurturing and protecting all life, which means Horde and Alliance, Gorloks, trolls, everybody. So they take that duty seriously. When the Horde and the Alliance come to the Waking Shores, they want to be there to help guide the people through the new land and welcome them. But they're not the only one in the Waking Shores.
We have the ancestral home of the Black Dragonflight there too, which has fallen on tough times since Deathwing's descent. And so Rathian's coming over to the Isles with us, and he's gonna try and come to terms with the state of the Dragonflight, which is a few loyal Draconids and Dragon Spawn trying to hold their ground. What can the future of the Dragonflight be if it's just Rathian? Because it's not just the dragons that are coming back to the Dragon Isles, but also their longtime rival, the Jarden.
I love the Jarden so much. They're half giants that wield the power of magma, and when the Waking Shores and the Dragon Isles went to slumber, they also slumbered. They're back now, and they are ready to raise chaos.
Yeah, they're massive. They're riding giant lava mammoths, parading around, just stomping on your face.
And they were the enemies of the Dragonfly for so long. They fought against the Red Dragonfly, hunted dragons down.
That guy's so excited for his fucking lava mammoths. He worked for 3 months on those lava mammoths, and he is very excited.
And they're really taking this opportunity to rise up. As the Red Dragonflight have the mandate of nurturing life, they don't want to just stomp out the Jarden completely, but they want to make sure that they don't have the power to affect those around them negatively, to make sure they don't go on a rampage and destroy the ecosystem that has been created here.
And so those are awesome things in the Waking Shore, but Steph, there really is only one right answer for the best thing in Waking Shores, right?
What?
This is
That
true.
is a very nice blue
Yes.
fade on
We
with her
finally
hair.
have those webbed feet hooligans in our game. We cracked the technology.
They
We've
can
got them
figure
in.
it out. They
Yep.
can fly.
You should be
Holy
proud.
shit. I take everything I said back. Ducks. Never before seen in video games. They were too complex. They said it couldn't be done. But Blizzard, they're pushing the boundaries of technology here. Ducks.
Thank you.
It's gonna be awesome.
The Unarmed Plains come right after the Waking Shores. It's so breathtaking at first glance.
Soulless
The Onaran
creatures,
Plains
they are.
big.
Ducks are soulless creatures. That's canon. That's real life canon.
wide open plains. And the player is going to be constricted a little bit, and then you see this big contrast of a zone. We don't always get that opportunity, that cinematic moment where the player can have a framed view when they see this area.
Come out and you got that postcard shot
love
of the
that.
plains.
I really appreciate their passion for what they've developed. I have a hard time agreeing with them anymore. I really feel like they peaked about Warlords of Draenor on the art design bit. World of Warcraft, and I don't think it's the art design. I don't think it's the art team's fault. World of Warcraft is still running on an engine that was built in like 2002. It's like 20 years old, and this doesn't look like anything I'd ever put on a postcard. It doesn't look that great. Like it doesn't look bad. Like they for what it is, they have done a great job keeping up with the times as far as just making the graphics not completely outdated. But like they need to they need a new engine, man. They need to upgrade World of Warcraft to a new engine. It's fine if they keep the cartoony art style, but they can keep the cartoony art style without, having it look old. Yeah, comparing it to other games that are coming out, it's dog water. Like, this is an MMO that I am looking forward to. They just recently announced that they're upgrading it to the Unreal 5 engine, and just look at how good it looks. Once you get past all the splash screens, of course. And like this isn't made by a big like a big AAA studio or anything. Like this is an indie studio making an MMO. Like look at the light shafts and stuff. Look at the weather effects. Like, this game looks pretty. Like, oh, look at the way that the light comes down. Like, particularly this patch of rocks right here. Like, that just looks crisp. You keep that in mind. Intrepid Studios. Yeah, they do. Intrepid Studios, small indie studio, making an MMO. Looks like this. World of Warcraft, best-selling MMO of all time. Still looks like this. It's time, Blizzard. I know you can't afford it because, you're I know you can't afford it because your stock kind of took a little bit of a nosedive. Um, hold on. Over the past, actually, it came back up over the past 6 months, didn't it? Wow. They made a shocking recovery. Although, okay, I bet you, I'll tell you exactly why they made a recovery. This point right here, can you guess what this point is? This is when this point right here is when Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard. Boom, instant stock come back up. Like up here, stocks going down, going down, going down. Oh, whoopsie daisy, rampant sexual assault and harassment within the company, toxic work culture, whoopsie daisy, stock going all the way down. Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard, boop, back up. Yeah. But like, yeah, Blizzard can't really afford to do a lot right now. They laid off a lot of people. Things aren't going well for Blizzard.
And then you see this giant fire proto-dragon breathing fire, and a herd of centaur like harpoon down the proto-dragon and crash into the ground. And the first thing you get to do is go help them kill the proto-dragon. Like, how cool is that?
Who is Onara?
Onara is the wild god of the wind, and she's
Yes, it's just that, you know, Activision is more interested in milking it for money for as little cost as humanly possible rather than making a good game. Blizzard started to die slowly but surely once Activision, once the Activision Blizzard merger went through. Because when it was just Blizzard, they were doing really good. Activision acquired them. All of a sudden, they started being real shit. Wild how that works.
appeared before as like this big spirit eagle. She's the one who guided the centaur to the Dragon Isles many, many years ago. She blessed them, took their caravan across, and then showed them the plains.
How fun at the beginning of this expansion was exploring the culture of the centaur.
The centaur are these mighty.
What, you mean the designers that they kept on past the merger? Or what?
The awesome hunters that, back when they first came to the Dragon Isles, they fought the green dragons all day long. Eventually, they realized that we're strong, you're strong. Maybe we should stop decimating each other's people. We'll make peace, we'll make an agreement. You guys hang out in the groves, and the centaur will hang out.
Oh, yeah. No. Well, I mean, I don't recognize any of the names that are attached to this. Like the only person I've recognized thus far is Ian Hazacostas. Yeah. It's been a rough time for Blizzard. It's been a rough time. But I mean, also like upgrading World of Warcraft to a new engine would take a monumental amount of effort, because they would basically have to rebuild the entire game from the ground up. And that's not something that they can really afford to do because that's an entire, like, at the very least, expansions amount of work in and of itself without creating any new content. So
In the plains,
it's a
now,
difficult spot.
The dragons have been gone for 10,000 years. And the centaur have come so far since then. And they've been here, and they've been existing and developing their culture. They all came over as one clan led by the mighty Maruk and Tira, and they founded a new life here. So if you want to get across, you have to follow their rules and their traditions. You have to earn their trust. You are the first outsiders to come in generations upon generations. The centaur might rule the open plains, but the green dragons make their home in the groves. And those groves are absolutely gorgeous.
And how great a job it is that we have where I can take all of this beautiful artwork and build these beautiful fantasy groves, high fantasy. We want to do lots of things with an open plane, and we want to be creative with that. But we're
I don't think they have the time or the money at this point. Blizzard's kind of in a downward spiral right now. A lot of bad things happened, and it led to more bad things happening. A lot of developers, a lot of the people who work at the company have been just leaving rapidly, and it's leaving Blizzard without the talent that it needs to make another really good game. Um, that being said, they were acquired by Microsoft, which could be huge for them. Quite possibly, under the direction of Microsoft, there will be a turnaround in how Blizzard works. And, um, maybe we might start, maybe Overwatch 2 won't suffer from the same problems that Overwatch had. Maybe the quality of content in World of Warcraft will get better. But it's all speculation at this point, and it'll remain to be seen as to how being under Microsoft's management changes things. But they don't really have the time and money right now because of the hole that they've dug themselves into to like sit down and upgrade World of Warcraft.
straining ourselves by letting the zone sing, letting the horizon tell the story. We certainly couldn't have done that in the vanilla WoW.
No, definitely not. The zones are so big and you can see so far, especially in Onaran Plains. So we talked to the engineers and we actually increased that distance.
It spurs you on to want to adventure and look through the zone and explore everything.
The interesting thing for me is we have all these conflicts with the dragonflights. There's missing dragons, there's battles, there's so much crazy stuff happening, but that's not really all we're doing. There's so much extra fun activities for people to do. And the greatest thing is that you need to figure out exactly what's going on and help solve all the problems that are just sprouting up everywhere.
We're just really excited to tell a story that's grounded in Azeroth and exploration. There's so much more to talk about. But now, we're gonna have some folks talking about the next two zones that players are gonna experience in the Dragon Isles.
Okay. Now, that section did address more so the focus of what the expansion is going to be. And it actually could be interesting. The fact, like, every expansion up to this point has been based in a conflict of some sort. When World of Warcraft launched, Horde versus Alliance to start it off. You get to the end game, you've got all sorts of crazy shit going on with like fire elementals and dragons, and then fucking the blood trolls are coming out of the jungles and doing crazy shit, trying to summon a blood god into the world, and Burning Crusade. Demons are invading Azeroth. We need to go and fight them back. Wrath of the Lich King. Guess what? Lots of undead, and they're all trying to kill everybody. Cataclysm, world's getting torn apart, need to go fight. All the way through, all of the expansions were based around conflict first and foremost. And the fact that this one, they decided to take a different approach and say, okay, there isn't some big threat that we need to go and fight. There is a new unexplored land, an ancient unexplored land that you need to go and like explore and find out what's going on there. Depending on how they do it, could be interesting. If they actually write it well, it could be an interesting concept. Of course, at the end of everything, at the end of the day, you still have to have your dungeons, you still have to have your raids, your big bosses. The story has to move forward, and the entire gameplay system is, or the main portion of the gameplay system is based around fighting and killing things. So there will have to be some sort of threat at some point. But it's an interesting place to start an expansion from. It's different and could be cool.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kate.
I'm Christy.
I'm Kate.
I'm Sean. We're going to talk today about Thaldraszus and the Azure Span. So Azure Span is going to be the third zone that players adventure through, and it's one of our biggest zones that we've done in the Dragonflight, maybe even to date.
We knew it was going to be like the largest visual elevation change, and it really started with this great concept art. When we first were taking a look at the design, we kept coming back to one of our favorite Wrath zones, which was Grizzly Hills. And we really wanted to take that, but wowify it more. And I don't know if you've ever been up to the Bay Area, but
This woman just unironically said wowify.
in the morning, that coastal fog comes in and dips down into the redwoods and that sun shines through. That's really what we wanted to encapsulate with this forest. And not only we have redwoods, but we've got all different types of trees. Eventually, it'll break open into this wide open tundra that's just golden and red, and you'll reach up to another level of elevation where you get to see the snow. The majority of the zone is covered in snow and ice. We have giant frozen waterfalls, ice rivers as far as the eye can see. And Sean, I know in the forest, we can expect our first creatures.
We have a small group that lives there called the Gnolls. These Gnolls are all throughout the forest and Azure Span. They've made this their home. Some Gnolls with strange magic that we're going to find out what exactly that's about. Snow Gnolls, or as I call them, the Snolls, up in the winter area. And then some regular Gnolls that are just going to be along
You're
the
so
forest
clever.
area. So then we go into the big open tundra where we meet our second group, the Tuskar.
It's going to be really neat to explore their culture a lot more.
And those kids are adorable. I absolutely love the Tuskar. Honestly, all my downtime's probably just me hanging out with the Tuskar.
So it's been a little while since we've seen them. We remember the Tuskar from Wrath of the Lich King. They're also getting a nice, cool upres for their models, along with expanding their culture. So there are going to be male Tuskar, female Tuskar, Tuskar kids. So we're going to fight alongside them. Are going to be male Tuskar, female Tuskar, Tuskar kids. So we're going to fight alongside them, which includes help from a certain group of dragons, the blue dragons. We're going to follow the story of Kalagos, our blue dragon buddy from the Kirin Tor, and he's going to be adventuring into Sindragos' archives. It's a giant zone. There's a lot of surprises. When we're done there, we head over to Thaldraszus.
Thaldraszus. It's really incredible because
We head over to Thaldraszus.
Thaldraszus.
Thaldraszus. Come on down to Thaldraszus.
It's really incredible because you will be going through some of the previous zones and seeing a lot of ruins for the dragon buildings. But when you get to Thaldraszus, everything is perfectly intact. It's beautiful. It's pristine. It is the seat of power for all
Why call it Thaldraszus when you can call it Thaldraszus?
5 dragonflights and home of the dragons. It feels that way with the huge vertical mountains. We've got these great cave systems where you may end up finding little dragon hordes.
My favorite Dragonflight right now is the Bronze. They've got a really cool area in Thaldraszus, and their magic is time. There's so many cool story hooks that we could dig into there. There's so many cool...
I don't know why the name of this zone just sounds so bad to me. Thaldraszus. Also, the way that the chick with the hearts on her little blouse is sitting bothers me. I mean, I guess it's just like kind of proper sitting posture, but she's just like... Yeah. Thaldraszus.
Gameplay options, and we have a little bit of an adventure for players. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Can't wait. We really wanted it to feel like their old stomping grounds. One of the really cool features is going to be the main city and player hub for this expansion, Valdrakken. It is a culmination of all of the dragon's efforts to put together what a city would look like. So we ended up having a bunch of really fun small vignettes where you see that the blue dragonflight is hosting a public library, and the red and green dragonflights both have their own separate gardens. We'll also have some convenience services for players, including an auction house in the city, which will be really nice if you're looking for more exotic wares. The thing that really sold me on Thaldraszus was the initial concept art we got of Tierhold.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And this is a 10,000-year-old Titan technological marvel. Tierhold has these awesome aqueducts that actually come out from the structure all the way to the city across the valley. And in the cinematic, there's just this amazing shot where you see Alexstrasza swoop under one of them, and there's splashes of water cresting across her wings. So when players are flying around themselves, they get to have their Alexstrasza moment. What an incredible place, and filled with so much history.
Tierhold was built by Tyr. He was a Titan Keeper back in the day who helped the Aspects fight Galakrond. And when they settled on the Dragon Isles, he built this facility. And even though Tyr's gone, the dragons have held him in reverence. But that was 10,000 years ago, and they've let the Titans maintain the place. An incredible amount of history has happened since then. Flights have been nearly wiped out. There have been invasions, betrayals. Aspects have died. And these are the kind of things that leave marks on a society. So now they're all back here, and they're all here together.
As we were designing the zone and the city itself, we're trying to figure out, how do we tell those stories at the same time as making sure that this is a really convenient place for players to go and, go shopping, as they tend to do. So much adventuring happening on the Dragon Isles.
It's so cool.
As a player, you probably don't have your own dragon wings. You are going to learn the art of dragon riding.
It's so vertical, and I'm just excited to dive off the tops of towers and swoop under things.
They're talking about it like flying hasn't been a part of the game for a long fucking time. Like, since 2007. Long time. Like 15 years, right? I mean, yeah, I guess it's got some cool flappy flaps and stuff going on. A little speed boost. But I mean, I don't know, exclaiming it's so vertical was cool when they first introduced vertical level design in Burning Crusade back in 2007.
It's actually one of the things that we're about to learn about next.
Hi, I'm Jake.
I'm Andy.
I'm Kali.
And I'm Graham. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about the Dracthyr Evoker, our new race and class coming in Dragonflight.
We're here to talk about not only the Evoker, but also dragon riding, which is our exciting expression into the exploration of the Dragon Isles.
We knew with a dragon-themed expansion, we wanted to let you play a dragon. Not a big dragon, Alexstrasza size. That'd be tough to fit into raids. I'm sorry, Jake. Okay. I know.
Fine.
But a draconic humanoid. So the Dracthyr, created by Neltharion.
And like our other hero classes, you get to choose if you want to start on the Horde or Alliance side on character creation.
So let's talk a little bit about the Evoker, the class they can be. What's unique about it is because the Dracthyr are created by an aspect, they have the ability to wield the magic of all 5 dragonflights. So Evokers can take advantage of red magic and blue magic and bronze magic.
And to show that, we
I mean, you're not wrong.
created a visual, what we call a prismatic effect. This prismatic effect is basically the coalescence of all their energy as they channel it into whatever spell that they're going to cast. You have a red magic spell called Pyre. So when you shoot it out of your mouth, it twirls in the air with all 5 of the Dragonflight's magic as it turns into the red spell before landing on your enemies and exploding and hopefully burning them.
I'll take that one.
Getting that vibe across that they use all 5 was really important to us, but we did want to make sure that each specialization focused on 2, because casting 5 different colors gets a bit messy. So their damage dealer specialization, their first of 2, Devastation, mostly focuses on red and blue magic. Red being very fast and explosive, burning everything
I think it's also how he holds himself.
with fire, whereas blue is more focused and overwhelming. You can shoot a beam of energy out of your mouth to disintegrate one single enemy in front of you.
There's a healer spec called Preservation. The healer spec is going to focus mostly on your green and your bronze magic. So your green is going to be evocative of the Emerald Dream, your growth and your nurturing spells. And then you have your bronze magic, which is going to be more timey-wimey. So you get to heal a wound fast.
There's something so wrong about hearing like a meme being used in the middle of something corporate. Hearing her just say timey-wimey felt wrong.
Faster.
So in addition to the visuals and the animation, which all make you feel very powerful, we really wanted the player to have a physical connection to the cast. We have a new type of spell called Empower, where when you actually hold down the button on your keyboard, it charges up the spell. The longer you charge it up, it might do more damage or hit more targets depending on the spell, but it gives you this really physical connection and control that's new for World of Warcraft and I think is feeling really, really good.
We have some great animations. Thank you, Andy. Your team.
Love it, Andy.
You feel physical when you're casting your spells.
You can actually fly around the battlefield and cast while you're flying.
Raining fire and death from above. It's great.
In addition to the gameplay, though, another part of feeling draconic is looking like a dragon.
Well, we talk about dragons breathing fire,
Oh,
but you
there
know
he
what's
goes.
actually
The
fire?
handhold is broken.
These customizations.
Oh my goodness.
But no, they're really,
Oh, there it
really
is.
They're awesome.
It's back.
Because you have both your draconic form and your humanoid form. And the customization options for both of them are amazing.
They're very good.
What about color? Just tell me you
tell
can
us about the
change
colors.
color.
You can do a lot of matching. So your Visage form can have scales that are the same color as your Drakthir form.
But my favorite, super favorite part of customization for the visage form, hair.
Yeah.
Because I can actually do this in game.
Yeah.
The tech is here.
We finally did it.
As players make their way through each of the areas of the Dragon Isles, they'll partner up with the Dragonflights to move through the air as they've never done before. You'll notice I did not say flying because flight has a very specific meaning for World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it does.
And we're talking about something new called dragon riding.
And as the players are honing their dragon riding skills, they're going to get to see all new animations that go along with the different look and feel of the drakes.
We're aiming to shake up movement with this new system, providing players with a deeper immersion with forces like momentum and gravity.
We knew that for look and feel of the drakes.
We're aiming to shake up movement with this new system, providing players with a deeper immersion with forces like momentum and gravity.
They've done it, ladies and gentlemen. They've added momentum and gravity into World of Warcraft. I really had an issue with how in World of Warcraft you were always in zero gravity before. But thank God they finally added it in.
We knew that for Dragonflight, we were going to have the opportunity to show.
You're still stuck on this? You're still stuck on earring guy? They announced that they invented gravity in World of Warcraft, and you're still stuck on earring guy. All right. Yeah,
players a whole new set of Dragon Isle Drakes, completely unique from all the other things they've seen in World of Warcraft. And so we wanted to come up with a movement system that would add that sense of physics, weight.
God damn it, Cammy, this is a fucking this is a World of Warcraft expansion reveal. But yes, he does have his legs crossed the wrong way around. Why is the one that's going across underneath? What the fuck?
And gravity, like you were mentioning, we knew it was going to take a huge team effort, not just animation, but it was going to take effects. It was going to take the engineering team, who we rely on heavily, and that combined with some new animations really helps to lend that feeling of physics as you move through the air in ways that you haven't before. And the icing on the cake is going to be some really cool effects that we've added on top of all of that. So for example, when you start hitting, maximum velocity, you're going to see contrails coming off the edges of the wings. And then as you do your rolls and spirals, you build up more and more speed. There's going to be some screen effects on the display to indicate that you're reaching maximum velocity, which really adds to the overall kind of immersion and sense of reality.
As players make their way through the Dragon Isles, they'll discover new cosmetic options to fine-tune their Dragon Isle Drake's appearances. Things like snoots, horns, tails, elusive Dragon Isle Drake armor.
But can the snoot droop?
Since pilots couldn't see out of the plane because of angled landing, engineers put together a solution.
The Concorde featured a droop snoot.
Droop snoot?
Yeah, the snoot would droop.
The snoot drooped.
Discover new cosmetic options to fine-tune their Dragon Isle Drake's appearances. Things like snoots.
Can I have my dragon have a droop snoot? Can its snoot droop? This is fucking important, Blizzard. That one does not droop. If anything, that is quite an erect snoot. I need a droop snoot on my dragon, okay? It's important. It's very important.
Horns, tails, elusive Dragon Isle Drake armor, and more.
Can I have spikes?
Definitely.
Okay.
We want to provide players with all new skills to play with, as...
Yeah. It's an erect snoot. No, as opposed to a droop snoot. Have you not been paying attention? Come on, keep up. We're moving fast here.
Those who can use their momentum well can reach higher and higher heights and bring on new, more difficult challenges.
We just have so many new gorgeous options to choose from, and I'm just so excited for all of them.
I'm excited for the whole thing. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to work on, but I can't wait to actually get in the game, play it with you guys.
I can't wait. I can't wait to fly around Dragon Isles. This is gonna be great.
Next up, you're going to hear about the talent.
Oh, God.
Since pilots couldn't see out
I
of the
don't
plane
know.
because
Does
of
it look
angled
like a droop
landing,
snoot waggles in the
engineers
wind?
put
Looks
together
pretty
a
stable to
solution.
me.
The Concorde featured a droop snoot.
Droop snoot?
Yeah, the snoot would droop.
That does not look like it waggles in the wind. That looks like a very firm droop snoot. All right.
Snoot drooped.
Talent revamp and the UI changes coming in Dragonflight.
Okay, so character customization, cool. Dragon customization, cool. Once again, these aren't big selling points for me, and like I don't see why they're so up front and center with the expansion reveal. The new class seems like it'll be probably pretty cool. A droop snoot would still be erect, but like downward erect. A half mast. Half mast snoot. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution to society. God damn it.
Hello, my name is Brian.
I'm Crash.
Just take a look at Brian over here. I don't know what it is about Brian here that just fucking cracks me the fuck up. Like, Hi, Brian.
Crash. I'm Jay.
And I'm Laura. We are very excited to share we are finally revamping the WoW HUD UI.
And it is also time for a major revamp to talents and specializations.
I have a big question for the group. How long do you think it took for us to finally revamp the WoW HUD?
My guess is like 15 years.
Close, 18 years. 18 years. 18 years. Wow.
You know, technology has changed a lot since we made the UI back in 2004. Now you have like bigger monitors, and us, we have better dev.
Yeah, no, that math checks
tools
out.
to work with, so it makes sense to have the revamp right now. Also, if you look at the game today, the art evolved beautifully over the years. And if you look at the HUD looks like it got frozen time.
So when we approached this, we wanted to create a layout experience that players could customize, move things around, adjust it to fit their needs.
Add-ons today, they do a lot for player customization.
Oh yeah, more like a modern type of game, like like a more modern, just something a little bit more modern, yeah, just something really modern. The ability to modify your UI, that's earth-shattering technology. I'm sorry. It's actually cool that they're adding this in. It's just like it's a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal.
The downside is that not everybody uses them. It's about time that everybody has the opportunity to use them, that they become a part of the base UI.
Yeah, and we are working very closely with our user research team to make sure we are hitting the goals that our player needs.
It allowed us to add new functionality, to improve accessibility in a lot of areas, and on top of that, we are going to be improving the art.
Yeah, so the art update, it's a big part of this project. The UI that we have today has a lot of charm and personality, and players have been using that for 18 years. So with that in mind, we want to respect the players who really like the current UI, but do a modern take to it, removing the clutter and giving more visibility for your gameplay. So the new minimap, it looks bigger, and the health bar is also much bigger. If you look at the action bars and the bottom menus, they have less health frames, and you can really open up your gameplay, so you don't have a lot of your UI in front of you. And of course, we want to find iconic pieces from the current HUD, but we want to bring
Welcome, welcome. How goes it on this fine day?
it back in a nice way. So we for sure updating the Griffins. They look so nice now. And the Horde, don't worry, we got you. We're gonna have your version as well. So let's talk about the edit mode.
We are putting a mode in that will let players move various HUD elements around on the screen. So
How's your night going in that case? And what kind of business did you have in mind? Choose your next words very carefully.
I'm able to move the mini-map, say, from the right corner all the way over to the left corner. If I want to bring my action bars from the bottom and kind of put them more in the center by my character, those are all things that I'll be able to do.
Absolutely. And each of those different components will have various sets of options that you'll be able to work with.
Why didn't you lead with that? Oh my god. That's great. Yeah. I'll take 5. Thank you. Buy 3, get 1 free. Fuck yeah. Then I only have to get 4, and I get another one for free. That's amazing. That's some great deal. That's a great deal right there. That's beautiful.
They'll be able to save it, edit it, copy it, name it.
There's no, but like I could buy 3 and get 1 free, right? So that's 4, and then I just buy another one. So, I mean, like, I'm buying 4 and still getting 1 free, though, right? Use them for making iPhones. I mean, I'm thinking that I could just put 3 of them in a trench coat and send them to work for me. Just have them pretend that they're me. Buy 50 and they'll make the basement for you.
Also,
Bruh.
it'll remember which spec you're in. So if you're someone who jumps around a lot, as you switch, it will switch to whatever HUD layout you have for that spec.
This is an ongoing project. We're gonna keep working on it. So we really wanna hear back from you.
A project that we're all excited about that we've been collaborating a lot on is something that's pretty UI intensive, and that's the talent system.
It hadn't changed in a long time, like you said before, and we really started with how can we have players have more choice over what their character has?
As you level up, we give you a new spell or a new ability, something that kind of makes you stronger, but it's determined by the designers. We decide the order.
Yeah, we started looking for a system that would give players a much wider set of options.
And after looking at all those things, what we really returned back to was the idea of trees. But it's actually 2 trees. We have a class tree that offer different class utility, and then we have a spec tree that is focused.
Listen, that's a trade secret, okay? Where I get my kids from, that's none of your business, okay? Right? Don't want anybody don't want anybody. Yeah, you can't take the ones from water parks. Amusement parks, on the other hand, great place. Kids get lost so fucking easily. Yeah, you just work with. Actually, that's pretty risky. Taking them from your job makes it easy to link back to you. Yeah. Avoid water parks, amusement parks, perfect, honestly. Also, the McDonald's play place, of course. just 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 grab them, pick them up, and walk away. That's it. It's easy. Elementary school, you just walk into the classroom. The teachers don't know you would think that the teachers would try to stop you, but they actually don't know how to respond. And if you're, so long as you're quick, they won't be able to respond fast enough in order to actually do anything. They'll be so like you'll be taking them so off guard. So yeah, that's a good one.
Focused on performing your role, whether that's damage, tank, or healing.
This has gotten so far off track. That's big brain right there. Yeah. If they think you're a kid, there's no way that you'll absolve yourself of all suspicion. Yeah, why buy a van? You could just, take one. Grab a kid, make them steal the van for you. Okay? Steal more kids with the van, make them steal more vans, open up a car dealership, and sell the vans that you're stealing. Now that's profit. That's profit. Gotta use the noggin every now and then, With the 3 kids in a trench coat. Hey, you owe me royalties for that one. 2% of every van sold. Okay. I'm gonna keep watching the World of Warcraft thing now.
Can I just jump in and say that I personally am super excited about having trees come back. There's a big nostalgia.
I forgot what part of the video we were in for a second there, and for a brief moment, I thought this man was extremely excited for just like trees, you know, just like the ones made out of wood with the leaves and shit.
Hit for me. As we said, we have these 2 trees because we feel like picking a specialization is a really important part of your World of Warcraft character now. And so we want to make sure that when you choose that, it kind of affects the tree in some way.
Yeah, as soon as you open your talent tree, you'll see something new. The class side will have some abilities filled out for free, just kind of starting you off in that spec you've chosen, but then you'll have your first point to spend in the class tree, which could be something related to that spec or role, or it could be something from elsewhere in the class.
There's a lot of...
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, like, you know, kids, they won't even fit in my pants. Like, I'm like way bigger than they are, so when they try to put them on, it just like it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Things that we can do here, and part of that is encouraging players to perhaps make combinations that they've never really been able to see in the game before. This is an opportunity to put a lot more art and fantasy in the actual...
I feel like this is slowly migrating from shitpost to to like Giggity is actually stealing children.
talent UI itself.
You have seen that a lot through most recent expansions, but not at the base UI.
We want...
Yeah, it's kind of like a man, but not. There you go.
We want you to be able to tinker with it. You know, we want you to be able to make a lot of changes at a lot of times and not necessarily have to commit. The power really is coming back to the player. It's not something we want people to feel locked into, and so one of the things that we'll be preserving is the ability to change these talents at the same kind of frequency that you do now.
Yeah, the old school players, when you see trees this time, just think, yeah, I'll go from my raid night to my arena match and figure out what I think is the best for both of those.
And that's a process we want to make really fluid. So we're building a save load feature that lets you create your build,
Oh, hell yeah,
name
different
it,
loadouts.
save it, and then load it up very quickly and freely.
Talents were really about the breadth of...
Oh, it's all coming together now. You're in North Korea. Okay, now it all makes sense.
Options. We've made all these different cool things over the years, but when are they at their coolest? It's when players can hold the building blocks of what can make up their class, their spec, and put them together in a way that works for them.
Wait, how'd you get
these are
internet
really cool
access?
features that we've been working long and hard on, and we're very excited about them. And
You
just
allowed
an
to be
early
here legally?
preview of the things we've been doing. We can't wait to see the reaction that you have to them, and please reach out to us and let us know your thoughts on them. And next up, we're going to talk about professions in Dragonflight.
Just like generally, you know, like bringing back talent trees, awesome, love to see it. UI update, good, about time, honestly. If I was in North Korea, I wouldn't be able to watch this. Oh my God, Kim Jong-un himself has blessed my stream with his presence. Wow. I'm honored. How's the nuke? How's it going developing those nukes, man? You making any progress? I've been rooting for you.
Hi, I'm Joanna.
And I'm Eric, and we're going to talk about our plans for professions in Dragonflight. Professions have been a staple of World of Warcraft forever, and they've seen lots of really cool incremental updates over their life. But for Dragonflight, we want to do something a bit different. We really want to rethink professions and figure out how to make them part of your identity as a player, if that's what you want.
We really want to make sure that professions feel fun and relevant across all levels of gameplay.
That brings us to our first...
You're in a toilet? Did you fall in? Do you need help? Do I need to call 911? The nukes are just a side
something
hobby.
that we're calling crafting orders. If you want to have something crafted for you, but you don't have the skill or the right profession to do it for yourself,
Wait, if the nukes are a
you
side
can have
hobby,
it
then
crafted
what's
through a crafting order? You can basically
the main order of
browse
business?
any of the recipes that can be crafted, pick the one you want for yourself, and then you include some or all of the reagents needed for the recipe, including ones that only you can get your hands on. You can find someone in person to do it right in front of you for you.
It's cozy.
Or you can also go to an
Thank you, Giggity, for the follow. Much appreciated. We're one schmeckle, okay? One schmeckle away from hitting the follower goal for Path to Affiliate. We're almost there, and you helped. Thank you. You're beautiful. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise, okay?
PC and using an auction house like
Nice
interface,
crisp toilet
send the
water
order
on the
out.
tape.
If you're doing this,
God damn it.
you can pick, do you want to send the order to anyone, sort of a public order, or do you want to only send it to your guild, or to a specific other player? Maybe it's a friend who you know will be able to craft the item really well for you.
If you are really dedicated to your craft, you're gonna be the best at what you do.
One of the coolest things about this is the item you had crafted can also be soul-bound. In the past, you could only get your hands on crafted soul-bound items by having that profession yourself. Now anyone can have them crafted for them, which is really neat and really expands the number of items that we can provide that are really powerful because everyone can have them crafted through the crafting honor system.
This is also really cool because it means as a crafter, you can start building your client base. People are gonna come back to you to get certain items. Maybe you're the best at making it, or you always throw in a little something extra. You're also gonna be leveling up your profession. It's gonna be really great.
So the first time you go to craft, you're gonna notice a lot of different things, but probably the biggest is the introduction of quality, both to your crafted items and your gathered reagents. Quality works in a pretty simple way. If you craft something that's a higher quality, it's just gonna be better. For a piece of gear, that probably means
Poseidon's kiss, but you initiated it. God damn it, Kimmy. God damn it. Why are you like this? I mean, yeah, just a little bit. I'm pretty sure I'm on at least 5 watch lists now, so thank you for that.
means a higher item level. If it's, for instance, a potion, that might mean a more powerful effect at a higher quality.
And we're doing a lot of new things in the UI. We've put a lot of work into it.
I mean, if you haven't, are you really living?
To make sure that the professions feel really special and unique.
And another thing you might notice in the crafting UI that's new is the introduction of stats specifically to your professions, both crafting and gathering. And this is another sort of major input into quality. Probably the biggest source of your ability to craft items at a higher quality is through crafting specializations. We've had crafting specializations in the past, as far back as original World of Warcraft. With Dragonflight, you can go out and earn specialization points in a whole bunch of different ways. So maybe you find an old book on a bookshelf in a ruin somewhere, or a hermit in a cave who can teach you a little bit about your profession. So let's say you're a blacksmith. You might decide that first you want to become an armor smith. And the more points you spend in armor smithing, the better you're gonna get at crafting all armor.
This also means that if you specialize one way, other people in your guild may specialize in a completely different path. So this means that your guild could have several top blacksmiths and everybody's providing
Once
something
every minute?
unique and valuable to you.
That's dedication to your
really
craft.
Now that reminds me of another update. We're actually adding crafting tables to all the different crafting professions. We're gonna take those and we're gonna put them all in the main city of Valdrakken. And you're gonna go in there and you're gonna get to see all the
I believe
different
Giggity
players
happened to this
crafting their
chat is
items
what
at
happened to
their
this
cool
chat.
crafting
Thank you.
tables.
Yeah, it means you're gonna walk into the city and you're gonna see like all these alchemists huddled over here, and you're gonna see all these blacksmiths over by the forge. There will be other players filling orders.
We very suddenly devolved. I mean, actually, not that much, because earlier on in the video, you you wouldn't stop talking about the guy with the earring and how he was setting off your gaydar. So, it wasn't really a sudden downfall. It was just kind of like a gradual. It happens all the time. Happens all the time.
Orders, it's gonna be a whole new crafting area.
Person always gets auto-corrected to pedo.
It just seems like a much more lively area than it has in the past.
What I'm most excited about, though, is the gear. We're introducing new types of gear for every profession, and when you go to, say, mine a node, you're actually gonna just switch into that gear. It's gonna be really great.
You're not gonna have to carry that stuff around in your backpack anymore. There's actually gonna be dedicated slots for each of your pieces of gear. But I'm a numbers guy. I love progressing. All pieces of profession gear will have those special stats that we mentioned before on them. And as you get your hands on better versions of the gear, it's really going to help you get better at your profession.
I can't wait.
Thank you for tuning in to the Dragonflight Deep Dive.
You've heard a lot about the content and changes coming in Dragonflight, and we've got a lot more in store for you in the coming months.
Until then, we'll see you in Azeroth.
What was there something wrong with the Fingerbang world record speedrun thumb percent? I don't understand. Okay, the guy with the earring. Hold on. What part of the video was he in? Here he is.
Magic. So your green is
burning everything.
we have some great animations.
This guy right here. Second from the left.
Thank you, Andy. Your
You love it, Andy.
You feel physical when you're casting your spells.
You can actually fly around the battlefield and cast while you're flying.
Raining fire and death from above. It's great. Dragons breathing fire, but you know what's actually fire?
What's actually
These
fire?
And now there's mommy roleplay going on in the chat. Fuck. I'm just gonna. All right. Well, this is happening. Let's We're all holding out for you, Blizzard. Please don't disappoint. Alex here has been playing World of Warcraft for 17 years and actually is still holding on hope. Nah, I couldn't see it. She definitely ain't mommy. Nah. Nah. Excited for the new talent trees, hoping professions aren't left in the dark throughout the expansion, considering they put an entire piece on it. Probably not. This is the expansion that makes or breaks WoW? No. Okay. You want to know what's going to break WoW? Well, kick it. You didn't have to make it weird, man. You didn't. Rito. God damn it. Riot. Oh. This right here. Unless Blizzard does something huge, they are fucked. With Riot Games developing an MMO based in the League of Legends universe, whenever this comes out, it's probably going to suck up like the entire MMO fan base. Like this is probably exactly what this is probably going to be exactly what MMO players have been waiting for a long time. Riot has been on top of the game for most every genre that they have gone into, right? MOBAs, League of Legends, took the world by storm. First-person shooters, Valorant. I have 800, almost 900 hours in Counter-Strike. I prefer Valorant at this point. Yeah, the chat has gotten quite weird. I will admit. But that's okay. That's okay. You can make it weird, just don't make it weird, you know? Team fight tactics, fucking they took over auto chess. I don't remember the Legends of Runeterra actually working out that well, but they didn't actually. It's still a project that they've been working on. You know, their little card game. Like they're making a fucking fighter game. I don't know which one of these is the fighter game, but like they're making a League of Legends like 2D fighter, like Street Fighter style, like Mortal Kombat style. Like they got games coming out the ass, and then fucking yeah, they're making an MMO. This is probably gonna be the nail in the coffin for World of Warcraft, if anything. If Ashes of Creation doesn't do it first, the other MMO that I was showing earlier. Yes, but Microsoft is also hitting a point where I forget what the government body is that does it, but like antitrust, like monopoly busting, like that type of thing. Microsoft is starting to set off some alarms with the government. They've gone basically about as far as they can go without the government really getting their paws mixed in. Frackward, not Farquad. Frackward. Goddamn. Oh god. All right. New World of Warcraft expansion. I'm not going to buy it right off the bat. We're gonna see how it goes whenever it launches.
Hello, Jeremy. I've recently become aware that you suffer from a generalized anxiety disorder. Inside the room you're currently in is a bed, a couch, a TV, video games, a phone, and multiple other activities to enjoy at your leisure. You have up to 5 hours to enjoy your uninterrupted time here, or you may leave whenever you like.
Saw's actually a good guy? Yeah, man. Appreciate you stopping in and, generally funking up the vibe in here. It was fun. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for the follow, man. Have a good one. Oh my god. There's one more thing here in my history that I need to, where is it? Here it is.
There are 500 soft and friendly cats in this room. You have 5 minutes to pet all of them. If you do not, the rope around your ankle will drag you out, and you will be free to go. But you will never be able to pet the rest of them. The clock is ticking.
Truly a monster. Oh my god. All right. I was planning on watching this entire video of Cory and the Wong Notes. My allergic gas is going all in on that room. True. True. Oh man. So I was planning on watching this entire episode of Cory and the Wong Notes. But considering how we're almost 3 hours in off of the 1 hour Blizzard episode, I don't think I would have as much to pause and talk about during this one, but like I don't know if I want to take the fucking chance. Um, this is a series that I found recently. This guy Cory Wong, good music, good musician. Um, he has this show. This is actually the second season, and this episode came out today, where they just kind of like he like talks a little bit about music and something that's a part of it. And then he invites on a guest star. They do a song together live, and then he sits down and does an interview with him. And they just talk about all sorts of stuff in the music biz. It's pretty cool. I would have less to say about it than I did with the with the World of Warcraft thing because I'm very well versed in World of Warcraft. Not so much with the with the music stuff. I'm just an avid enjoyer. Really feeling like perfectly cut screams or little kids falling down. Well, like this.
Halo? Are you ugly on purpose?
Like that? That's what you're feeling? Oh my god.
Dude, I'm so hungry.
But we already ate everything in the house.
Oh,
Well, what are you gonna eat?
the sun.
You can't eat this.
That's
Oh!
toasty sun! Fuck yeah! Oh, that's good photosynthesis! Give me that vitamin D! Oh!
The new salad fingers. Oh my god, I fucking love cracker milk. Cracker milk is just so good. Like they're such short videos, but they're so good.
Why don't you wear your seatbelt? You didn't even move.
Always wear your seatbelts, otherwise that will happen to you. Was that a thing on the last page that you saw? Try not to laugh, but we laugh at everything? I don't know. That's just the stream now? I'm definitely not doing a try not to laugh.
I am having vision. You are sitting with beautiful woman watching Empire Strikes Back.
I haven't seen Star Wars.
Darth Vader is Luke's father.
What?
Give me your palm. You will have beautiful wife. She loves Harry Potter films. Snape. Snape kills Dumbledore. What the
fuck?
Hey, this is very bad omen.
Their jokes are just so fucking stupid. Just so goddamn dumb.
Oh my god! I haven't seen anyone for days! You've got to help me!
Ah, traveler. I can trim your armor for 3 gold pieces. Do you accept?
I just need water.
Ah, traveler. I can trim your armor.
No. Why is my internet dying right now? Fuck.
Armor for 3 gold.
I need water!
Armor.
Water!
Armor.
Water!
Ah, water. I will get you water. Armor.
Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Why? What is going on with my quality right now? Hold on, let me close out my fucking Spotify and Epic Games and OneNote. Don't look at that. That's D&D stuff. Not for you.
Are we in hell?
Welcome to Heck, kids.
Heck?
It's like hell, but for people that aren't that bad. Enjoy all the booze, burgers, and porn you like.
Oh! Yes! Whoa. This beer is warm!
This burger's all pickles. This porn is gay.
The fact that he's just intently reading it still.
Hey! Hitler, what are you doing in Heck and not hell?
I killed Hitler!
You know, he's got a point. He's got a point. He did kill Hitler. Oh my god.
Thank you, doctors, for coming to this very important convention. Would anyone like to share any concerns?
Yeah, I've got some concerns. I'm concerned you won't listen to my demands.
Why should we listen to you? What do you want? Free healthcare? Shorter waiting times? Better hospital food?
I want what all the people want. For us to be able to read your handwriting!
You're asking too much. An apple a day doesn't keep us away.
Alternative medicine. You're not real doctors!
Can I offer you some essential oils?
How about a salt lamp?
Feel better with a healing crystal.
What the fuck? Man calls a suicide prevention hotline. SWAT team shows up and kills him. Suicide prevented. And I like the guy who commented suicide prevented is named Vladimir Putin version 1. Fuck.
Guys, he's here! He's here! He's here! Hide the guitar!
Well, I'm here for the party. Where's the music?
We're just keeping it low key.
Hmm?
We're just keeping it low key.
What is this? Still warm. Do you know about this? Where's the guitar? No matter. We have other ways.
The guitar's in the garage! It's in the garage. I'm sorry.
All the kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run. I start again. You better run. All the kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run faster than my bullet.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's so good. It's so good. It's so terrible, but it's so good. Watch Cracker Milk. Go subscribe to their Patreon. Protect them at all costs.
You got the stuff?
Yeah, we've got the stuff.
Well, I got one more question for you. You a cop?
Nah, man. I ain't no cop. But my friend here, I'm not so sure about.
No. I ain't no cop. But I've killed people for calling me that.
Well, I smell bacon. So there's gotta be a pig in here.
What about them?
Oh my god. Really have to commend them for their spot on diagnosis. I think you sent this to me a while back. Fucking onion. Oh my god.
Now that Dad's gone and you're the oldest, I guess that makes you the man of the house.
I'm king of the castle?
Not exactly what I meant.
I am king of the castle. The fuck? You may kiss the ring of respect. You have kissed the ring of insolence. Squire, fetch me my sword. Coming, my lord. Who the fuck is that?
Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. Uh...
This game encourages racism. I was just minding my business, looking at oranges and bananas, and then two pigeons ganged up on me and sent me to the abyss.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Okay. I don't want to know what that is. I don't want to know what Joe Rogan is doing down there. I'm not interested. I'm actually gonna go make dinner and enjoy the rest of my evening before family time. Wait, what? Oh, it's this guy. This guy's fucking great.
Hey guys! I bet you can't make a sentence without the letter A.
You thought you just did something there, didn't you? Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but numerous sentences could be constructed without employing the first letter of the English lexicon.
Fuck you.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on.
You can't catch me! I'm the fastest thing alive! I was thinking about why so many in the radical left participate in speed running. Huh? The reason is the left's lack of work ethic. What? Go fast rather than do it right. And in a Petersonian sense... Petersonian? To elevate alternative sexual archetypes in the marketplace. Fastest hedgehog. Shadow, what the fuck are you talking about? You're a beta male, Sonic.
There you go. Destroyed with facts and logic.
What are your pronouns?
NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060, Intel Core i5, 10400F CPU, 16 gigabytes RAM.
There's no way you run on an i5. Rouge, run diagnostics on Omega's hardware. And done. Well, would you look at that? Omega's CPU is an Intel Core i9, 12900F. I knew that bucket of bolts was lying to me. Okay, Omega, tell me the truth. What are your computer specs?
They/them.
I think he's broken. You mean they're broken? If you're trying to use Omega's correct pronouns, you should say NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060 Intel Core i5 10400F CPU 16 gigabytes RAM's broken. It's so sad that Steve Jobs died of ligma.
Who the hell is Steve Jobs?
Ligma balls.
That's the best version of that joke. Just because Sonic fucking kicks that guy right in the fucking head right after he right after he does it. Okay, I'm gonna go make dinner. I'm gonna go make dinner, and I'm gonna eat, and then it's family night. We managed to get the fucking World of Warcraft thing done. We didn't watch this, but you know, you win some, you lose some, I guess. And tomorrow I should be doing the whole like culture deep dive thing. And the intent is to explore Russia, an interesting subject right now, I believe, because. Did I say Sonic? Sorry, Shadow. My bad. Sorry. But yeah, should be doing that. Hopefully, unless I get screwed out of my Wednesday again, or unless like Muskie and Arden decide that they want to play Borderlands, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, um, have a good evening, everybody. Thanks for stopping in. One more follower. One more. We almost we're this close. We're on the very verge of greatness. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow.